on a Tuesday afternoon, which means it's time for Business with Bunny. It's sponsored by QuickBooks. You can find yourself some smarter business tools for the world's hardest workers. I'm joined in studio. I'm very excited to welcome into studio this afternoon, and I really hope that I say it right because I have been practicing. Trademark attorney and partner at Spoor & Fisher, Shamin Raghunandan. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Bunny. Thank you for having me.
Did I nail it, though?
Yes, you did. Pass with flying colours.
Fantastic. That's all I wanted to hear. And you've come in this afternoon to talk to us about the essentials for intellectual property considerations for new businesses. And you guys cover the full gamut of what a new business or an SME might need, from patents to copyright to trademarks to trade secrets. But talk to me about why IP is important for new businesses.
Firstly, every new business has some form of intellectual property. They're working very hard to establish the business.
Yeah.
They're creating new ideas, new products, new ways of doing things. So amidst all of that creation, intellectual property exists. Now, with intellectual property, there's basically a twofold benefit that I want to get across. Number one, it's legal insurance.
Okay.
When you create something, you want to ensure that you obtain the benefits of that creation. And to do that, you obtain registration within a legislative framework, be it the Patents Act or the Trademarks Act or the Designs Act. So you go through a process of registration which gives you the exclusive right to benefit from that intellectual property to the exclusion of all others. So it's an asset that you acquire, and then you can ensure that no one rips you off because you've invested so much. You want to ensure that you're protected, not only for your current business, but for the future when you want to sell your business. No one wants to buy a business if they don't have security in knowing that the brand is protected, the patents are secured, and no one is going to stop their commercialization or, that particular business. So there's a legal aspect.
Yes.
Then there's also the financial aspect. More than just a legal right, intellectual property is a financial tool. So in this day and age, when you have a registered right, be it a patent or a trademark, investors, banks, other organizations see it as a security, as an asset, and you can obtain loans. With that registered right, you can obtain finance, you can get investment. It builds credibility in the business. So you can sell it. You can license it, and you can create a revenue stream for years to come. So those are the two main benefits of intellectual property, and why every new business should put IP at the forefront, along with finding investors, getting the brand out there or the product out there, or developing distribution channels. It should be a priority.
So talk to me about the key considerations that SMEs should have when choosing a brand name. What should they be considering?
Well, a brand name is something that can last indefinitely. If you think about brand names in general, they've been out there for decades, for centuries. So take time.
Yeah.
Don't rush into it. Consider the market. Think about a brand that's going to stand out from the crowd. As a general rule of thumb, you don't want to select common, generic terms that are already out there.
Yeah.
You want to think of something unique or distinctive, and when we say distinctive, we mean that it's a legal term that means that you stand out from the crowd. It's not descriptive. It's not generic. So once you've selected that, you've gone through this considered process of choosing a trademark that's unique, then do the necessary clearance checks. What you don't want to do is launch a brand, then a few months later, because you haven't done the clearance checks, you've got to get rid of that brand. You lose your brand because you accidentally infringe on someone else's right. And then imagine removing your website, getting rid of all your branding and your marketing material, and even throwing away your stationery. So it's very important to think about what you're going to select and then do the necessary legal checks to ensure it's clear for use.
You've so fantastic. Sorry to interrupt you there. So you've discussed the importance, the legal implication, the financial implication of securing the goodwill of your IP. But is it easy? How easy is it to register IP as a business? How does a business go about doing that?
Well, I mentioned that it happens within a legal framework. So there's various pieces of legislation that will protect trademarks or patents. And I wouldn't recommend that you do it alone. I mean, SMEs have this mentality that, oh, I'll be the jack of all trades, or
I can do it myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But you need to get out of that mentality. They need to get out of that mentality and form strategic alliances and find expert help. And the best thing to do is to speak to a patent attorney or a trademark attorney who can tell you what you need to protect, when you need to protect it, and where and how. So it's a process. It does take some time, but the benefits at the end of the day are very helpful. And the one thing I also want to get across is that SMEs think that because they've registered their domain name or their company name, that they're secured.
That it's enough.
That is not the case, and it does not afford you the same protection as registered intellectual property rights.
Fantastic. So before I let you go, people always want to talk about cost. We know that it's important to get this your IP registered. We know that you'd rather want to partner with experts in doing so, but perhaps somebody listening out there is thinking, I'm an SME, I can't afford to go to a lawyer and get this all registered. What is the cost implication?
There will be cost implications.
How should they budget then? If they've got, with very limited resources being an SME, how should they be allocating funds to this very important thing?
Well, firstly, like I said, it's so important to find the right assistance. You can't do it alone.
Yeah.
It is an expert area of law, and there are legal processes, and there are practicalities and nuances in the field. So it's imperative to find the right advice. There's also seminars, there's business incubators, there's businesses out there giving lectures, offering insight into the field. So SMEs need to educate themselves a little bit, take responsibility for it, and just become knowledgeable and more aware of the different forms of intellectual property. And then also find someone to give them advice. And then, legal firms these days, they know that cost is a consideration.
Yeah.
And they offer, many companies out there, businesses and legal firms offer cost solutions,
right,
for small businesses. And as an SME, I encourage you to inquire, to negotiate legal costs, to find to get the costs up front, to know the full process and the cost, and also prioritize. Don't do everything all at once. It's a step-by-step process. You may have a patent, you may have a trademark. Decide what is the best protection at that stage, and then in a few months later, when your budget permits, then you move on to the next part of registration.
It's been very insightful chatting to you this afternoon, Shamin. I'm going to try it one more time. Raghunandan.
Yes, correct.
Partner. Thank you very much. Partner at Spoor and Fisher. If somebody is listening and they want to get in touch, how can they do so? If they want to reach you via email, your web address, where can they find you?
Our email address is www.spoor.com. This is Spoor and Fisher Attorneys, and our head office is in Centurion. And they can contact you for my email address.
Stunning. It's been an absolute pleasure to borrow a little bit of your expertise this afternoon. Business is Funny was sponsored by QuickBooks. You can save 8 hours a month with new QuickBooks Online, the world's #1 online accounting software. Go to quickbooks.co.za to sign up for your free trial today.
I'm sitting in the car outside my kids' school working on my laptop when this guy outside my window says, Office on Wheels. I smile and I say, QuickBooks. Amazing, he says. Love how he takes care of my financials. He helps his kids into the car and says, and gives me time for what's really important.
QuickBooks, the world's #1 online accounting software and a game changer for any small business. Sign up for your free trial at quickbooks.co.za.